Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This time I am doing a reading to find out what is the difference between true love and romantic obsession. We will have a first part in which I will speak to you about this difference so we can have clarity about it. I will use the cards to help us understand this difference between true love and romantic obsession, and then you will have a section in which you will choose from 3 piles, and we will see if your relationship, the relationship that you will think about when you choose the pile, will be a true love relationship or a romantic obsession or something else. We will see about that in that particular section. So let's start with this and get into this very interesting subject. Now, I have had a lot of clients and a lot of women come to me and ask me what is happening in their relationship, or what is their partner thinking about them, or if their partner is going to come back or not, or if this connection is a true love connection or it is not. So I am going to first explain to you from my own experience, how is it when you have a true loving connection, and how it feels when you have like a romantic obsession. Now, I have had both in my life, and I will also speak from the connection that I have with my soul and the information that I divinely receive through it. So a true love connection is very different from a romantic obsession, and it feels really different, and its experience is different. So a true love connection feels light, feels easy. And I'm not speaking about that the actual relationship or the experience is easy, but the connection itself, the exchange of love and support and kindness in that relationship is easy. You do not feel like you have a wall in front of you and you cannot speak with the other person. You do not feel like you need to hide in that relationship, that you need to go and put on a beautiful face because the other person doesn't actually like who you truly are. So in a true loving connection, you do not have to hide who you truly are. The other person will love you because of who you truly are, and not because of your mask, and not because you dress nicely, or you are kind with other people, or that you perform good in your career. It will just feel easy in that respect to speak to this person and also to be with them intimately, and to open up to them and tell them the truth about who you are and what you desire in life, what are your dreams, and what is happening in there. A true love relationship doesn't feel like a burning fire. It does not consume you. An obsessive attachment, an obsessive romantic attachment consumes you. It is like a burning fire. It will burn you inside. It will hurt. And it will feel like you cannot live without the other person, because it hurts so much not to be next to them or not to be with them. And a true loving relationship doesn't hurt like that. It's not that you want to prove something to the other person, that you are worthy to be with them. You don't have to work in that way to conquer the other person. Yes, you do have to work on your relationship with respect, with and moral ethics, to show love, to show attraction and respect and love. But that is done in another way, and not with this idea that you have to prove that you're worthy of their attention or love. You don't have to do all of that work in a loving, true relationship, but you do have to do another type of work. And that type of work is of nourishing yourself and nourishing that connection and finding ways to connect even more, finding ways in how to communicate in difficult moments, and how to be more and more authentic and truthful. So it doesn't mean that it is very easy to be in a true love relationship, but it requires a different type of work. The connection itself feels easier. Like you do not have to prove yourself to get love. You do not have to pay for love. Love flows freely in a true loving connection. You don't have to pay for it with whatever, with attention, with a lot of gifts, with I'm not sure, with a lot of things like your time. You don't have to run after that person. While in an obsessive relationship, you will need to prove that you are worthy of attention. Usually you will need to run and find that person. You will need to come up with ways to accept that person, or accept their abuse or disrespect, or justify how they are treating you, or do so many things. It's so much effort there. Now, obsessive relationships, they also help us. They can come in very tricky moments in our lives and help us heal something. But they are not intended for us to stay there, to fall into them, to stay there and harm ourselves again and again and again. So they are useful for a while to help become more aware about our issues, our internal issues. But they're not meant for us to stay in there forever. So let's also see the cards, and I'm going to continue this explanation. So here we have true love, and these are some characteristics, and we have the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So interesting. And here we have the obsessive connections. And we have the Seven of Wands here and the Seven of Cups. Again, very interesting. So what I see here is that, again, in a truly loving connection, we have authenticity from both sides, and we do not have effort. The effort is done in another way, and that effort is done prior to the relationship. It's done mostly to find that person, to filter all of the other persons before this one, to take care that you are choosing in the right direction, to really measure up, and also to clean your vibration. So when you look for that person, you will find the one that actually resonates with higher vibration that is in you, which is of course your beneficial vibration and not your shadow vibration or your harmful programming. So in a real loving relationship, we have truthful connection, And we have this work always to connect in a truthful way with the other person. And we do not have overpowering. So both are on the same level of power in this relationship. And they are protecting each other. So both of them, they are protecting their relationship by keeping the connection in a truthful way. So let me help you understand this in another way as well, with an image of vision. So if you imagine the hearts of both people, our hearts have a vibration, and when true love happens, the hearts get along. That means that they are in synchronization. That doesn't mean they have the same vibration, like the same rhythm or the same song, but that both of their songs create a beautiful symphony together. So they are harmonious together. They beat in a harmonious way, and they create like a harmonious connection and field. In an obsessive relationship, we do not have that. Both hearts, they do not form a beautiful symphony. They just are disconnected. They try to connect, they don't. So one of them rushes the other one, or pursues the other one, or tries to convince the other one. So they diminish themselves, or they do something to themselves, so they create some kind of an acceptable symphony, some kind of a song that works for them for a while, but that is just not working in the long run. And there is so much effort to make those hearts connect in that way. This is why a truly loving connection doesn't have that effort, that struggle in it, because the hearts create a beautiful symphony and they work together. Now, someone that sees colors, that sees energy, once told me that true love is seen. So when the two people are in a true love connection, this person could see them, and this person could see them because they could see a connection, an energetical connection between these two people, and the color of that connection was pink. So their auras, their fields were being connected through this channel of pink light. So beautiful, right? We do not see that in an obsessive attachment or in any type of connection where we do not have this true love connection. And here what I see is that the obsessive connection is some kind of an overpowering. Like here we do not need overpower. Both protect each other and reign together, and they don't have to do so much work. Here they have to do a lot of work, and it's kind of who is going to conquer who. Who is going to take the reins for the other person? Who is going to be the one on top? And who is going to be the one who commands the other? So in an obsessive connection, both people desire to command the other, and both people have like a veil over their eyes. They do not see the other person. They do not see their true selves, and they have this kind of fake image about the other person. They do not connect with the true self of the other person, and they do not also let themselves seen by the other person, so they hide behind a mask. So The connection here is not possible because the people are not being true to themselves, or they are very traumatized, or they are just operating from their subconscious programming and harmful beliefs. And this connection is always a struggle and an illusion of love, trying to get somewhere, trying to reach that beautiful love, but never getting there. Never getting there, because there's nothing true here. Here, in a truthful connection, where we have true love, because this is why we see and we say true love, right? Because we have this truthful connection between the people that are in that relationship. We do not try to overpower the other, we try to learn. And this is a connection in which both people learn and grow together. And they have this desire to always go over the obstacles together and find wisdom, and find wisdom on the long run. They both think ahead and in the future, and they see themselves together. Here, we just have like a pie in the sky, so an illusion that they both want to get to, but they never will, because that illusion is not something that's real. So they are being kept like in a prison, in a veiled prison, in which they try to convince each other that this is true, that this is love, or this is something that we want. Okay, we finished this. Let's go to the other section. And we will have 3 piles for you to choose from. Please choose just one of these. And I will also have crystals for each of them. So if you would like to choose with crystals, you have these 3 crystals. The chrysocolla for pile 1, the kunzite for pile 2, and this I forgot again. It's just something new that I'm sorry, I don't remember. So this is the crystal for pile 3. This is the one for pile 2. And this is the one for pile 1. Now take your time to choose this. Take a few breaths, calm yourself down. Feel yourself right now. How do you feel? Do you have fear? Are you anxious? Do you feel sad or in any other way? Look into your hand, and right now put all of those feelings in your hand, and then put them to your right on the ground or on a table next to you, and just tell them, it's okay, I can see you, I can feel you, but I'm going to deal with you later. So just let them go for a while, for a few minutes, until you choose your pile, and then you can take them on again. See, I will uncover all of them, and then we will speak. So the first pile, we have chance, and we have reconciliation. So for pile 1, what you desire here is to reconcile and to have a new chance in this relationship, the relationship that you're thinking. So this may be a conflictual relationship or a relationship that has recently separated, or a relationship that is on off, conflictual in that way. So you desire to reconcile with this person, to have a new chance. Now let's see the reality of this connection. And we have wrong choice, and we have strong soul connection. So you have a strong soul connection with this person, but this strong soul connection doesn't necessarily mean that this person is a true loving connection. But you have some potential here. You have some potential here to move or to grow this relationship into something else. Now the Knight of Swords here is the answer to if this connection is true love or something else, and this is your advice. Ace of Pentacles. For pile 2, we have love struck, and attraction. So for you, you desire that this is true love. You desire for this relationship to be a strong, truthful attraction and to be real. And this can be love at first sight, or this can feel like it, or this can be a relationship in which you struggle with a really powerful attraction, like you don't have anything to say with this, like you're driven by it, like you're taken by it blindly, like blind love. Now let's see the reality of this. So we have here emotional overwhelm and possession. So the reality of this connection is that it's emotionally overwhelming, and someone is possessive, or both of you are in this relationship. You're trying to control, you're trying to pull the strings of the other person to keep them there or to draw them near you. And the answer is the Moon, and the advice is the King of Cups here for you, pile 2. Let's see pile 3, and we have kindness, and we have power. So you desire for this connection to find kindness, to give you some kindness. Like you can desire to be forgiven, or for the other person to forgive something that has happened and forget and move on. Or you desire to show yourself, your true self, to the other person and strengthen this connection. But what I feel here is that you would desire some kindness, some reciprocity, some kind words, and also maybe to know that this person is in love, or that this person has loved you. Let's see the reality of this, and we have prison. We have lost promises, or promises that have not been kept, and we have distorted relationships and distorted models of relationships. And for you, we have the Hermit answering the question, and the Eight of Cups. So we don't have true love in none of the piles. So all of the piles are something else, and we will see right now. For pile 1, we have a conflictual relationship. For pile 2, we have meeting of shadows. So your connection is a meeting of shadows. That means that you connect on the pain level, on the pain and wound level. And here we have a connection that is already finished, is a connection that's no longer alive, is kept alive by a kind of false hope and by a kind of prison and by a despair type of attachment. Now, in the first pile here, you are trying to go for a reconciliation. You desire a new chance. You desire something more in this connection. But your connection is conflictual, is either on and off, or you are either separated recently, but you also feel that this has a strong soul connection. So this may be a karmic connection right here for pile 1. And we also have the wrong choice. This tells me about you making the wrong choice, like repeating something that's wrong all over again and again and again, either in this relationship or with several relationships. It's like you're making the same thing that's not working. You're harming yourself and it's not working. You're repeating a kind of a program that is not useful for you. So even if in this connection you have a strong heart connection, it doesn't actually mean it's true love. And this is because there's so much conflict here to arrange around. You're trying to arrange your relationship around this conflict. I see someone barefoot and they are going round and round in a really tiny space. They are confined in that tiny space. They're trying to get somewhere, but they are not getting anywhere with this type of behavior, this type of thinking, this type of programming. And what I see here is that you two have different directions in your mind. So you want something and your partner desires something else. And until you meet halfway, you will not be able to truthfully connect. Right now, your connection is dwindling on and off because you can connect at a certain spiritual level, but you cannot connect here on this plane. So you're trying to bring that level of spiritual connection here in a certain way, but you're finding that you have a lot of conflict and there's so much resistance here and so many things that don't go your own way. So here what you need is a lot of clarity because your emotions are not clear. You do not have clarity over your own emotions. It's like they're mixed with something else. You don't even know if this is some kind of attraction or not. There is something here that is strong, but you don't know what it is. So you need more clarity, and for that you need to open up and be truthful to the other person. Be courageous to meet the other person and say, you know what, I desire this from this relationship. I desire to go this way. Do you want to come with me? Can you tell me what you desire? And connect with the other person's desires. See their way of thinking. Can you meet them? Can you find a way to find like the same direction? Can you align your wishes? Because if you cannot align your wishes here, then you will never get together somewhere, because you don't have like a goal, you don't have a destination that you want to reach together. That is another way to understand like true love. Both people have the same destination. They go with the same train. They don't want to catch another train. They don't want to try another thing. They are settled. They are really decided to go the same path. Not necessarily the same path for both, but the same direction with the same or a similar goal. This is not what is happening here for you. You have different goals, different directions you want to go into. So here, this relationship can grow. It has actually a chance if you can align your directions. And the actual advice here for you is this one. You can find a way to go the same direction, or you can go your own way. So there is a decision to make here for you after you get some clarity, after you speak with this person and you realize what is happening with them. You can also find the help here to maybe go to a therapist together and find a way to connect. If you cannot find a way to connect, then you need to go on, move on. But because you already know that you are kind of going in the same circle, be aware that you will need to find that pattern that you are repeating and get out of it. You will need to get out of it so you can find another person that resonates with you in another way, so you can find a person who walks your path or a similar path as yours. So this is the idea here. You can have some chance to nourish this relationship, but you will need to actually be in it, to go with it, to say, well, I'm going to really engage with this relationship. I'm going to give myself and this person another chance. But both of you need to make the same promise, because this is how you connect. At least make yourself, the same promise. We are going to try, find a way to be together, find a way to find the same direction, and nourish that for a while. And if you find out that you can, then go your separate ways. And the thing is, there's a fear here that if you say the truth, then this will be over. But if you do not say the truth, then you will stay in this wrong choice, and actually this relationship will continue to be conflictual. Now let's go here for the second pile. So I have said that you have a connection of shadows. So this happens when you complete each other in your shadows, in your traumas, and when you connect on the shadow level. That means that you connect with this person on the pain and sorrow and sadness and suffering level. And because you connect on that level, you activate one another. This means that when you are together, you activate your traumas, your shadows, your subconscious programming, and you nourish that part. So either you have a chance to heal, or you have a chance to be really damaging to each other. Now, when we connect on that level, we activate old emotions. That old stuff in there is so intense and so pervasive, that is so overwhelming. That emotional overwhelm can feel like passion, can be mistaken with passion. And that is because it's so intense. And that intensity can pass to be felt like passion, like real strong sexual desire, like real strong emotional desire for each other. But actually what's happening here is an emotional overwhelm. You are on overdrive. And these emotions, they are all over the place. That means that in that sphere of emotions that you're activating, you have a lot of different things. Like, for example, you have rage, you have pain, you have sorrow, you have sadness, you have suffering, you have whatever has activated you in the past. You have traumas, sexual traumas, you have slander, you have a lack of worth, you have so much despair, and a little love, maybe, and also some nice ideals, nice wishes, some nice imagination over there, it's like you're trying to make what's ugly seem nice. And this is something that we do when we are children. We try to make those ugly stuff that we see seem nicer, because otherwise it's really difficult to accept. So you're activating yourselves here really strongly in those very deep corners of your shadows, and you feel that intensity overwhelming, and that intensity is emotional overwhelm, and it is mistaken by passion, mistaken with real passion. But you're actually trying to control yourselves. Now imagine this cord between you and your partner, and what you're trying to do is pull on that cord. So you're pulling, the other person is pulling, and you're struggling like that, pulling each other and pulling each other, because you're trying to bring the other person closer to you. But that is causing you so much pain. But the thing is that that pain is so intense that gets into the other side. Now I'm going to explain something to you here. When this happens, our body, our mind cannot take it. So if we have so much pain, suffering, and all of the things that I've mentioned, all gathered up together, activated in you and in the other person, then your mind and your whole body cannot take that. It's overwhelming. So what it does to protect itself is to feel pleasure, even if it's not there. So it transforms this. And this is like an yin and yang. One goes into the other. One transforms into the other. When this is too much, when the pain is too much, transforms into pleasure. And that is a way for us to protect ourselves, because the body can take more pain, but maybe the mind, the emotions, the spiritual self cannot. It's just too painful. And to protect the body, to make the spirit stay longer and not dissociate and die, then we feel pleasure. And this also happens in this type of connections, when you activate each other so much that it is so intense that the pain causes pleasure. And this creates such a strong obsessive connection that is really difficult to untangle. So the advice for you here is to heal deeply and profoundly what is there inside of you. This is profound healing of your childhood, but also of collective subconscious beliefs and collective collective trauma and drama as well, and collective despair. This is something that needs to be touched in the most intimate places in your being, to be healed, and then you will be able to find people that will connect with you in another way. Because this requires such deep healing, you will need people to help you, like mentors, guides, healers, therapists, and so on. And this will require also a lot of work from you. The greatest work will be done by you, but you may need guidance and help with this, because there is so much to go on here and so much to heal. Okay, but this can be done. So I don't want you to go ahead and feel like, oh my God, I'm not gonna do this. I cannot do this. I will never do this. And to drop into this negative spiral, because there are people who have done this, and it is possible for you to heal. It is possible for you to heal and to let go of these types of people and connections. It is very, very possible for you to find true love after this. So see this in a positive way, because if you understand this, then you can heal it. Now for pile 3, what we have here is that you are keeping this connection. This is an old connection. This is something that has already been finished. You are either apart for a while now, or you've never met, or this is like a platonic desire towards someone that you're hiding from, you're desiring to be with them, but maybe you haven't. But most what I feel here is that this is an old connection that is already done, and you are already alone. You are already separated. You are already on your way, and the other person is on their path, but there's something that's still holding you back. And this is this cord, this connection that you keep holding on to this person. You are kind of imprisoned, and you're thinking about a promise, maybe a desire that you had together, or an ideal that you are trying to pursue with this person. But the thing is here that you have like a distorted model of a relationship in your mind. This is not a relationship that can reach to be a true love relationship. Also because you have kind of a distorted model of a relationship. And here we see someone that is a child. So in your childhood, either you haven't had a family that was a true love expression. You maybe didn't see this around you at all. And the model of relationship that you're looking for is not a true love relationship. And if we do not know what we are looking for, if we are looking for a distorted relationship, then this is what we are bringing forth. So you here will need to heal this type of understanding, the model of relationships that you think are true love. Because what you think is true love is not actually true love, because you haven't seen that yet. So what you're looking for here in this relationship is for this other person to be kind, to show you kindness, to show you love, to show you support, to show you validation of your own feelings, to give you something that you may not have received in your past, in your childhood. Maybe you haven't received some kind words, care, true love from your parents, from your family, or around you with your friends. Maybe you haven't seen how that is. Maybe you just think about it, but you don't have a true understanding about what that is. And you're enclosed like in a prison of your own thoughts, because that prison is made of that distorted model. So you try to find a true loving relationship, but there is no chance. until you release that type of model in your head and in your hand. Because, for example, you may have like a fantasy ideal about a true love relationship. You may think that it has to be flashy, it has to be really strong, it has to consume me like a really raging fire, it has to bring me everything, like this person has to be extremely perfect, it has to be in this way or in that way. So you're holding strong here to this distorted model, and that's not helping you, is imprisoning you in this type of thinking. And you're not truly seeking what is love. You're seeking something else. So for you to heal, what you need to understand is this model that you're using right now, it's not working. So you will need to release that model and replace it with a model that is actually working. And for that, you will need to find out an example of a loving relationship. And you will need to heal. So for this, detachment is required from that person. So not to contact that person, not to see that person, not to reach for them, to delete whatever you have about them, to delete their number, to make this really hard to get to them. So separate yourself from that person and then find some help, either a therapist or either someone who can guide you in this, or find a way to help yourself understand how exactly a true love relationship looks like. How is it? And you may not need such a profound work like pile 2, but this is really important because you need to change a model that you've learned in your past, probably in your family. And this is best to be worked upon with a therapist, with a guide, or to find a self-help course, or to find someone to help you see more clearly. And you will need to go through a moment in which to confront reality, to confront what is truly there, to see the truth, and let go of the illusions that are keeping you hooked and that are keeping you in this painful connection here. So this has been the reading for you. May you use it in a way that is in alignment with your whole being. If you would like to support my channel, then go ahead and click the like button, click the share button, comment, let me know about your experience, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you get notified if I post and when I post something new. If you would like a personal reading, then go ahead and find the link to my website and my shop in the description box. You will also find there other links to connect with me and a link to donate if you wish so. Until next time, may you find a way to understand true love and be truthful to yourself so you can open up to true loving relationships.